weather conditions not ideal, but the Twins and Rays get their series started tonight with a doubleheader tomorrow. This is the series opener, and the Twins hope to build off a 2-game sweep of the Cleveland Indians. They've now won 3 games in a row overall. They're also hoping that Francisco Liriano has turned the corner, coming off his best outing of the season in Baltimore. They're taking on, suddenly, the hottest team in baseball. First week or so, the Rays were really struggling, but not anymore. They've won 10 of their last 13, and they've done it all without one of their top free agent acquisitions. Manny Ramirez abruptly retired, and a young man by the name of Sam Fuld has helped lead the Rays back into contention in the American League East. And along with the Hall of Famer Burt Blyleven, I'm Dick Bramer. The Twins have their own issues. They were hoping to return to health sometime during this homestand, if not with Joe Mauer, at least with Delmon Young, and we thought we were on the right track, but then late before the ball game, about an hour ago, a late scratch.
Yeah, Delmon took early batting practice, and he was in the lineup, but it didn't pan out because after batting practice, Delmon must have went in and said he still feels that little bit of pull. So Delmon Young not in the lineup, but somebody that has been in the lineup over the last 3 or 4 days, that's Justin Morneau. Great series against the Indians. 4 hits in 8 at-bats and drove in 4 runs. So that man's hitting fourth in a lineup for a reason. Good to have Justin Morneau back.
Some awfully big hitters in the Twins lineup have missed time and have gotten off to slow starts, but that can't be said for Jason Kubel. He has had his best start ever as a Minnesota Twin, and we'll find out more about his approach, particularly here at Target Field, in a moment. Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Welcome back to a frigid Target Field in downtown Minneapolis. The Twins and the Rays about set to open a 3-game series with Ron Coomer. I'm Anthony LaPanta. The Twins early in their second season in their new home. And last year as a team, they enjoyed huge success here, 53 wins. But up and down the lineup, there were guys who had lesser numbers than they had seen at home at the Metrodome. Look at Jason Kubel's numbers last year, just 254 with 45 RBI. This year, he's made an adjustment in his swing. He made a conscious choice to change his approach at the plate. And Coom, it's affected his performance at Target Field and also his ability to hit left-handed pitching.
Well, Anthony, he made a conscious choice mentally to stay above the baseball and drive the ball down. And to me, that's a big thing, because you see last year him hitting the ball high in the air and hitting the ball way out in front. Now you look at this, that's out in front of his front foot, and that's where you try to hit the baseball to elevate the ball. Now this year, he's made an effort of letting the ball get deeper, as you see right there. That's a home run in Tampa, and look at how deep he lets that ball travel. That's a line drive to right field for a home run. When you're trying to hit line drives, you let the ball get deeper. It just so happened this one left the park. But he's doing a very good job of letting the ball travel just an extra 4 to 6 inches, keeping the ball down on the line. A lot more base hits, doubles, and extra base hits that way.
He talked about how last year getting a little pull conscious may have affected him home and road. Twins and Rays open the series next.
They get healthy, the bats are coming to life. Behind a productive middle of the order, they've won 3 straight. The Rays started by winning just 1 of their first 9 games. But since they've gotten some great pitching, clutch hitting, and they've reeled off 10 wins in their past 13 games. Tonight they meet. Twins baseball is next on Fox Sports North. Now, the series opener was supposed to be played last night. That game postponed until tomorrow night, so Francisco Liriano takes the mound, hoping to extend a winning streak to 4. Joe Madden with the flaps down, doesn't have to worry about that at Tropicana Field. Here's his Menards batting order with Sam Fuld leading things off. Johnny Damon hitting second. B.J. Upton, Ben Zobrist, Sean Rodriguez, Felipe Lopez, Kelly Shoppick, Dan Johnson, the Twin Cities native, and Reed Brignac.
And let's take a look at the scouting report on tonight's starter, Francisco Liriano, making his 5th start of the year, looking for his 2nd straight win. Walks have been an issue, but he's had a lot of success against the Rays in 5 career starts, 2-1 with a 2.16 earned run average.
Fastball up high. If ever you wanted an example of what an injury can do to an organization and to a player's career, opening up a door, you're looking at it right now in Sam Fuld, who was going to be an afterthought for the Rays until Manny Ramirez announced his retirement, and he has taken the opportunity and run away with it.
Yeah, he came over from the Cubs in the Matt Garza trade over the winter, and already leading the American League with 10 stolen bases. So this is a guy that Liriano needs to attack, make him swing the bat, but he has been swinging the bat, hitting .346 with 6 doubles and a couple triples.
1-2, and taken for ball 2.
You know, weather like this, Dick, I pitched in this weather at the old Met, and I always thought that I had the advantage. You know, hitters are starting to, they wear a little extra undergarment, whereas a pitcher, there's a long fly ball.
Deep right field, Kadire going back, playing the carom off the limestone. Here's the throw to second, right on the money, but Fuld nearly cranked a home run to lead off the ball game, hitting it off the limestone facing in right field.
Now, high fastball right there, and Fuld, what we've seen, very short, compact swing. He has 1 home run on the year. So Liriano on a 2-2 pitch left the ball up, and Fuld jumping all over it. Take a look at the pitch, up in the zone. And this ball almost going out. How about Kadire playing the carom perfectly? The ball came right back to him.
Not bad for a second baseman. Inside to Damon, who squares to bunt. The last time he did that was against the Twins, and Brian Dunsing threw a sinker, and it got him in the ring finger in his left hand, and he eventually had to leave that ball game. He's been playing even though that ring finger is broken. The tip of the ring finger is fractured. Check swing and a strike. It's 1-1.
Well, you saw Damon try to bunt right there. He knows what he wants to do right there. Joe Madden wants to get that first run on the board. This guy's had a great career, Johnny Damon. 2,590 hits in his career. Currently on a 13-game hitting streak.
Bounce to the right side now, 1-2. Well, here's what happened the last time Damon tried to bunt, and it happened to be against the Twins.
Well, watch his hand right there. You see the hand that goes up the bat. That's the left hand. And it wasn't, you know, the right hand. It was the left hand that he put on over the bat. You try to protect it, but sometimes the ball will follow you.
So Damon stayed in the game for a while, ended up leaving. 1-2 the count here. And a liner to center. It's a base hit. Fuld is going to score. And the Rays have the first run of the game. So Damon, busted finger and all, continues to drive in runs against the Twins.
Yeah, 18 RBIs on the year. And in 3 of the 4 games, it seemed like Johnny Damon down in Tampa always got that big hit. Another pitch up in the strike zone, and Damon just hitting it the other way, driving in a run. And the Rays take an early 1-0 lead.
You're in the midst of talking about how pitchers, at least you, wanted to attack hitters on cold days. I'm assuming, had you completed the thought, it wasn't leaving belt-high fastballs over the middle of the plate.
No, it was working in and out. You know, you don't really change your type of approach. Drew Befair going to go out and try to talk to Liriano, settle him down right here. You don't say, okay, well, I'm going to start busting everybody inside because it's cold, if that's not something that you normally do.
Right.
So you still have to stay with your game plan. And what's Liriano's game plan here? Yeah, get strike one, hopefully get him out on that changeup or a slider. He's left a couple fastballs up, and he's been hurt so far.
Swing and a miss.
Good changeup there.
1-1 to B.J. Upton. A lot of the Tampa Bay Thunder, a lot of the output in their lineup is from the left side of the plate. So B.J. Upton, a righty, with Liriano going the left-hander, inheriting the number 3 spot that might otherwise be held by Matt Joyce. 1-2.
Yeah, opponents coming in the game hitting .259 off of Liriano. Actually, left-handers hitting better than right-handers. Right-handers just hitting .246. Left-handers .313 coming into his 5th start.
And a liner too tall for Valencia down toward the left field corner. Kubel will chase it. And Damon to third. He'll be held. And the inning starts with 3 hits, all line drives off Francisco Liriano.
Sure looked like he went back to another changeup. So 3 straight changeups. Remember, Upton swung at a couple in the dirt. It looked like another changeup. That ball up, and Upton just putting the barrel of a bat on it right down that left field line. So he's getting strike 1, strike 2, but he's not finishing them off right now.
Here's Ben Zobrist. hitting cleanup. And a rough start to the night's proceedings for Francisco Liriano. Zobrist a switch hitter.
Now Zobrist hitting just 174 as a right-handed hitter. And just 1 for 7 in his career off of Liriano.
Twins infield playing back. They'll concede another run here in the first inning. One and 0 to Zobrist. To right center field, headed deep to the gap. Span chasing it, and he won't get there. Off the base of the wall. It'll score 2. Zobrist to third. He's got a triple, and it's 3-0. And Liriano is yet to retire a batter.
Well, Liriano leaving some pitches up again. And Rick Anderson's going to go out to talk to Francisco Liriano. See what that pitch is right there, about belt high, and Zobrist just takes it the other way. And Span gave it a good chase, could not catch up to it. Hits the base of the fence. And Zobrist, with his second triple of the year, drives in 2 more runs.
A quick trip to the mound in the first inning with 3 extra base hits out of the 4 and 3 early runs. Northland Ford defense for the Twins, and it's been adjusted from the original lineup when Delman Young was in left. Jason Kubel was in right, but now it's Kubel, Span, Kadire, Valencia, Casilla, Tolbert inserted at second base, Luke Hughes to first with Justin Morneau, the designated hitter. And that lineup, that defensive lineup, once it hits, will have to come up with a comeback here. Kadire and was at second base. So Ron Gardenhire, with 2 days off, was looking forward to the idea of having Delman Young back in the lineup, and then about an hour before game time he had to scramble.
Well, Liriano's faced 5 batters and yet able to get strike 1.
2-0.
Balls behind Rodriguez here.
Of course, these 2 teams are playing a doubleheader, and the Twins for the nightcap tomorrow. And there's a liner up the middle of base hit, and it's 4-0. 5 hits from 5 hitters to start the ballgame.
Yeah, you mentioned, Dick, 2 games tomorrow. That's the last thing you need as a starter to get knocked out early and put more added pressure on that bullpen. So Zobrist scores the 4th run of the inning as Rodriguez takes a pitch right back up the middle, driving in his 6th run of the year.
And here's Felipe Lopez with still nobody out and a runner at first and 4 runs having scored. The plan for tomorrow in the nightcap is to have Eric Hacker start for the Twins. But Ron Gardenhire cautioned, saying, well, we'll see how it goes tonight. And obviously it's not going very well. And it might be that Hacker's needed to pitch a number of innings here tonight. Rodriguez checked a couple of times at first.
Well, even though the Rays are up 4-0, they still like to run. 24 stolen bases. They've been caught 8 times. So Joe Maddon likes the running game.
Up high, ball 1.
He has not been able to get strike 1. And that's, you know, you may not think it's something, but, you know, 6 batters and not able to get strike 1. So now all of a sudden you have to come in with a pitcher, even try to get it even.
Down and away, 2-0. 20 pitches, 11 strikes. Liriano's problems have not come in the first inning until tonight. A strike in the outside corner.
Well, Lopez in his first season with the Rays, last year with the Boston Red Sox, started this season with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Fouled away, and it's a full count. Just what the Twins did not want to have to do, with Eric Hacker penciled in as the starter tomorrow, and they've got him warming up in the first inning tonight.
Evan Longoria going to come off the disabled list, they hope, sooner than later. And Lopez getting some time at third.
Oh, Lopez swings with a pitch, a foot and a half outside, one away. And on the 3-2 pitch, Rodriguez stayed put at first.
Oh, that was that two-seamer. A lot of run on this pitch right here. Ooh, you see Lopez.
There's a reason it was a foot and a half outside. It had a foot and a half of run on it. Here's Shopik. Shopik in his second year with the Rays, splitting duty with John Jaso. 1-0. Popped up, foul ball that'll reach the seats. 1-1. Rays got off to a dreadful start, and be hard pressed to convince Twins fans of this, I suppose. The biggest problem, scoring runs in the first week and a half, but they have not had that problem here tonight or in the 4-game series in St. Petersburg.
They've been playing very good baseball. 10 wins in their last 13 ball games. They started the season 0-6. But Joe Madden, you know, he's been through it before with the Rays in his 6th season. He's had some success with the Rays over the last couple of years.
2 division championships. The thing to remember, as we pointed out when we were in St. Petersburg, they got to the playoffs twice as division champions in the division that is widely assumed to be the toughest division in baseball. 1-2. And Shopik strikes out number 2.
Well, both outs of the inning coming on strikeouts. Lopez going down, swinging at ball 4. And there's a record right there. Season breakdown for the Rays. First 9 ball games, you can see 1-8. Then the last 13, 10-3. How have they done it? Well, they're scoring more runs, but also the pitching has gotten a lot better.
Well, here's Dan Johnson, who'd love to join the hit parade. It's really been a struggle for Johnson. And he takes outside ball 1, hoping literally that home cooking here in the Twin Cities this week will help turn his season around.
Johnson out of Blaine High School right here in Minnesota. Lives in Ham Lake, Minnesota.
Swing on this, 1-1. Liriano already has thrown 30 pitches here in this first inning. 1-2.
Not a very good swing at that slider right there. See if Liriano comes back with it again. Is that part of baseball? There's no mulligans in baseball.
Runner goes, and the pitch inside. Butera's throw. Not in time on one hop. Looked like it barely cleared Liriano's back. Butera's throw pretty low. And a one-hop throw not quite in time.
Yeah, Rodriguez stealing his first base of the year. Went on a good pitch, breaking ball down. And a quick tag right there by Casilla, but Rodriguez able to get that hand on the bag.
2-2, and now a full count to Johnson with Brignac on deck. Foul tip, and Butera can't hang on. Johnson gets new life and gets at least one more swing.
Well, that slider right there, and Johnson just tipping it, and True can't hold on to it.
I'm surprised you don't do more of that. Another 3-2 to Johnson. Foul back.
You saw Butera sit inside, and that ball out over the plate.
You talk about it so often. Control of the fastball, and boy, if you don't have it, you're going to give up innings like this.
Well, you fall behind ball 1. Again, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but you know, now you have to come in with a strike to even get even. So strike 1 so important.
And another foul ball, and the pitch count continues to mount. This will be number 37. And whether Hacker is needed here in the first or second inning because of Liriano's ineffectiveness, the pitch count alone is going to require that the Twins bullpen be used here extensively tonight.
I hope he can, get this last guy out and then get back in there and have some quick innings, so at least maybe you go 5 or 6 innings.
Well, this is not the type of night you want your fielders standing out there for 15 minutes at a time either. Liriano will try again, but not until Butera comes back to the mound. You saw Luke Hughes at first base, and right now he's wondering whether it ever got this cold in Australia. Of course, they're in the southern hemisphere, so they have winter when we have summer, right? All right, another 3-2 from Liriano. And he threw it in the dirt. Johnson works out a walk. First and second, 2 down. And here's the number 9 batter, Reed Brignac. Brignac, the 9th man to bat. On the inside corner.
First batter that Liriano has been able to start off with strike 1.
Twins baseball brought to you tonight in Sony High Definition. It won't change what you've seen so far, but it'll look a whole lot better in high definition. Little dribbler to Valencia, over to Hughes to end the inning. But a good inning for the Rays. The first 5 batters get hits, 4 of them score. And we've got 40 degrees. It's not going to get any warmer tonight. We've got a pretty stiff breeze. And not the best weather conditions, but the Twins will try to dig out of a 4-0 hole with this Menards batting order. Denard Span, then Alexi Casilla, Jason Kubel, Justin Morneau, Michael Cuddyer, Danny Valencia, Luke Hughes, Drew Butera, and Matt Tolbert.
Yeah, you're not going to get a sympathy, from the Rays or the Twins. Both teams have to play in this cold weather. Let's take a look at the scouting report on Wade Davis. He defeated the Twins back on April 15th in St. Pete. He beat Nick Blackburn. And he's been pitching very well since July of last year, combined over 17 starts. He is 9-3 with an ERA just over 3. So he's been a nice plus for the Rays in that starting rotation. Dave
Martinez has the right idea. Grow a long beard. You're going to be playing baseball in the elements like this.
Yeah, he just started that this morning.
Walked in with him today this afternoon, and I thought, I should have started mine back in January. Wouldn't be that color, but it might be that long.
Well, Wade Davis has a good fastball. He'll be clocked in the upper 90s. Hard slider, curveball, and a changeup in his third season with the Rays. Just 25 years old.
Just off the plate, 2-1 to Span. He'll be followed by Casilla and Kubel. Davis, I'm sure, to the appreciation of his teammates behind him, standing right on that rubber and delivering pitch after pitch. Now 3-1. No fooling around. Get on the rubber, look in for the sign, and let's go.
Yeah, Davis at 6'5". He tries to get straight over the top with his delivery.
And a strike on the outside corner, full count.
Davis making his 5th start, 26 1/3 innings coming into this ball game. 8 walks, 10 strikeouts.
And Span flips one foul. We've talked about this before, but I'll bring it up again. When you pitched on cold days like this, you were a long sleeve guy anyway, weren't you? Here's Davis. He's got the 3/4 sleeves.
Yeah, I always was 3/4. I didn't. Not too often did I wear long sleeves. Toward the end of my career, I hardly wore sleeves at all because they had so much lubricant and hot stuff on my back.
There's a line drive, base hit. Span works the count full. Fouls one away and gets another base hit to start the Twins first. So here's the Northland Ford Rays defense. Sam Fuld at left, B.J. Upton in center, Ben Zobrist in right, Felipe Lopez at third, Brignac, Rodriguez up the middle, Dan Johnson at first, Kelly Shopik behind the plate.
Well, pretty good defense. Both teams have very good defense. Only 9 errors made by the Rays. This is their 23rd game.
And outside ball one. Well, the Twins trying to do what the Rays did to Liriano. Make Davis throw a lot of pitches, maybe string some hits and walks together and do some damage here in the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 to Casilla. And a strike. Davis beat the Twins in St. Petersburg, and they say one of the things that's helped turn his season around, the realization that to get hitters out, sometimes you need to take your foot off the gas and not throw as hard. So flip behind third. That's a foul ball, and Lopez comes up a step or two short.
Yeah, again, I think he learned that last year, about the middle of the year. I mean, he was 9-3 over his last 17 major league starts. This is just his 40th major league start. So sometimes, you come up and you want to impress everybody by overthrowing everything. Jim Hickey right there, the pitching coach, sure had a lot of input on just try to settle down this right hand.
1-2 to Casilla. Drifts outside, and it looks like Davis on this chilly night is having some difficulty controlling his fastball too.
I'll tell you what, you get the blow on your hands, but your hand's still a little bit on the cold side. You're not going to get the warmth in those fingers. A little tough to grip that baseball, but that's why they made pine tar. It's awesome.
2-2. Now, I should know this, but I don't. They've got these, you used to have the fuel heaters, but now they've got these little packets.
Right.
But you can't take one of those out in the mound, can you? That's a foreign substance.
Well, I don't know if you could keep it in your back pocket. I mean, as long as you don't put it in your glove.
just missing, and it's a full count. Well, that's what got Joe Niekro in all that trouble.
No, that was that little piece of emery for him. I take a look at this fastball right here.
Boy.
Pretty good pitch. Andy Fletcher behind home plate here tonight.
And he's got long johns on.
I think he froze on that one.
Full count to Casilla. We'll see if the Twins move Span here. They do. And it's ball 4. So Davis upset it himself for ball 4, but I'm sure in the back of his mind he's wondering where ball 3 was.
Yeah, I wonder where that 2-2 pitch, but you cannot let that bother you. You still have to throw a strike right there, especially with a 4-0 lead. Watch the pitcher's reaction right here. Sees that it's ball 4.
Well, a great chance for the Twins with one swing to jump back into the game. Jason Kubel at the plate. Down and in, and Shopik has to block it.
Well, Davis from time to time does have control problems. 83 walks over his career, 230 innings.
The only run the Twins got against him in St. Petersburg was after he issued a leadoff walk to Jim Thome. 1-0 to Kubel. 1-1.
Ron Coomer talked about Jason Kubel, how he's adapting to hitting here at target field right there. That ball thrown right by him, but I think he was trying to make it a 4-3 ball game. Now let's see if he tries to just use the other part of the field like he's been doing so well.
Up and away. Well, I don't envy anybody trying to grip a baseball and propel it, control it. But Liriano had some control issues with the fastball, and it looks like Davis has got the same thing.
That's going to happen on cold nights. You just don't have the feel, especially at the tip of your fingers, and that's where you release the ball.
There's a strike on the outside corner, 2-2.
Looks like he took something off that right there at 88 miles an hour. And that's what you were talking about, Dick. That's what they like about this young Wade Davis. He's starting to realize that on a 2-1 pitch, he doesn't have to throw the fastball. He can pull the string if he has confidence in that changeup.
Fouled away by Kubel. It takes some discipline, I suppose, if you're Jason Kubel and you decide you're going to have a more conservative approach, if you will, at the plate, use the whole field, and to stay with your game plan when guys behind you are on the disabled list and this team needs some power. Little pop-up near the dugout and out of play. You know, Ron Coomer, the lineups you played with the Twins, you were the meat of the lineup. But, you know, here's Jason Kubel, who's seen Morneau, Bauer, and Young unavailable to play, and it takes some discipline to stay with your approach, doesn't it?
It sure does, guys. And the one thing in talking to Jason about what he has done from last year to this year is just make sure he plays the ball a little bit deeper and stay above the baseball and drive the ball down. We've seen him hit a lot more line drives. In Tampa, we've seen him go oppo for a home run. So expect him to hit more balls on the line and not elevate the baseball as much.
And they got the fastball by him for a strikeout, 1 away.
Well, Davis picks up a strikeout right there and got a very hot hitter. I mean, Kubel's on an 8-game hitting streak. He's hit safely in 17 of his last 19 ball games. Right there, they went middle in, and Kubel striking out.
Well, here is Justin Morneau, the designated hitter tonight. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Shopik. Morneau still looking for the first home run. What's been encouraging for everyone to see involved with the Twins, he's picking up some runs batted in, and like Kubel, using the whole field to do that. There's a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, home runs will come. Of course, Justin very strong. 181 career home runs. And Davis doing what Liriano did, not able to get strike one on that batter. 0 for 4 so far.
This is not the pace you normally get on a cold night. We've played a half hour of baseball, and there have been 4 outs recorded. And now Davis's pitch counts up to 23.
Both starters having a good tough time. They just like the cold weather. They want to hang out there, I guess.
Foul back, 2 and 2.
Davis out of Lake Wales, Florida, so he's not probably accustomed to pitching too many games like this in this type of weather.
2 and 2 to the Twins DH. In the dirt, a full count with Kadire on deck. Now, one of the reasons Morneau is DH is Jim Thome has a little bit of an oblique pull that the Twins are nursing at least through tonight. A doubleheader tomorrow, and boy, those are tough under any circumstances, but in addition to everything else, the Twins are a little thin on the roster. Full count to Justin Morneau. Nice pickup by Rodriguez, and he starts a double play. So the Twins start a rally, can't finish it off, and after a very long first inning, it's the Rays up 4-0.
Yeah, everybody bundling up for tonight's ball game.
Sam Fuld led off the first with a double, nearly cleared the fence in right field. And he takes a strike, 2 strikes now from Liriano. Fuld doubled, Damon singled, and the Rays were off and running and hitting and on their way to a 4-run first inning.
Well, what you want to do as a starter here, Dick, you can't, like I said, there's no mulligans, but what you want to do as a starter, get deep into the ball game, take some of the pressure off of that bullpen with the doubleheader tomorrow. So important for Liriano to have some quick pitch innings.
2 and 2. And Liriano wants a new set of signs. Full count. So it was 0-2. Now it's full count.
Well, again, you start nitpicking, you know, and I think that's the reason that Liriano's had really struggled. Yeah, he's coming off a good start against the Orioles, but he walked 5 in that ball game. Make him swing the bat, especially that first guy up. but make good quality pitches. Make them hit a good pitch. Vold hit a high fastball his first at bat. There you go.
Dribbled to short. Casillas got a charge and get rid of it in a hurry. That's
Nice
a good
play.
play. On a cold night, Casillas reacted quickly and got the out.
Well, believe me, your defense wants to run a little bit. They don't want to stand around. They want to make good plays like that. Good aggressive play by Casillas, charging that ball, getting it on the short hop. Watch this right here. A little short hop, and then a quick flip over to Hughes for the first out.
One down. Here's Johnny Damon. Squared as if to bunt, and then ended up lining an RBI single to center in the first inning. Two and 0. Three and 0. Generally, the Twins are waiting for Liriano to turn the corner and pitch more to contact. If ever there was a night when a pitcher should pitch to contact, it would be tonight. You say that, and then you say, well, they made contact in the first 5 at bats. They're all line drive heads. Well, bouncer to short. Casillas. Low throw, and Hughes digs out a tough hop for out number 2.
Well, we saw Casillas make a good play when he charged the ball right there, held back a little bit. Ball hit sharply, and Hughes with a big smile on his face. Very happy at that pick. Big old first baseman's glove. I think Ron Coomer is over there showing him how to do that.
2 down, and here's B.J. Upton. Upton doubled down the left field line. Back in the first inning. I say back in the first inning. That was just last inning, wasn't it? 1-1. It seems so long ago.
Oh, there's a good pitch right there. I mean, he took something off, just threw a strike, got the count to even.
And foul back, 1-2. Ball wide, 2-2. A lot of shaking off by Liriano tonight. 3-2. We've seen him, tell Butera, I want to go through the signs again. They just have not been in sync yet tonight.
And that's unusual with Drew back there, too. He usually has a pretty good game plan, but the pitcher does have the final say of what he wants to throw.
Another bouncer to Casillas. Better throw. 3 ground ball outs as Liriano pitches to contact. 3 up, 3 down in the second.
With Delta Airlines behind the scenes and the ground crew was Matt Capps, Carl Pavano, Joe Nathan, Danny Valencia, and Drew Butera, and manager Ron Gardenhire. They had a chance to assist with the boarding process. They interacted with the Delta employees, and they also got a tour of the Delta control tower. And there's Danny Valencia right there, maybe a career after he's done playing. Carl Pavano passing out some boarding passes, and Drew Butera. I can only imagine what that was like, Dick and Bert, as those guys get control of the PA system at the airport. I can only imagine if there was any nonsense that ensued at the gates, but a good time had by all, as Delta Airlines, the official sponsor of the Minnesota Twins. And it was a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Robbie. You know, when we used to fly commercial flights way back when, we used to hang out in the terminal a lot. We had fun with those speakers.
Was that snow I saw? It's snowing at Target Field. Oh, isn't that pretty?
Not in May.
Well, we're not in May yet. Popped up right side off the bat of Kadir. Sean Rodriguez blinking with the snowflakes hitting him in the face. One away. Well, now how many times at Metropolitan Stadium did you play with Snowfall?
A lot, actually a lot. I remember opening up a season one day, and you know, we had 40,000+ people there. It was snowing, and I pitched that ball. 40,000 people for Calvin Griffith. We were playing that game.
Well, it just occurred to me. Remember last year, first series of the year, the Red Sox were in town, and rain fell on the Twins fans here, and they gave a loud ovation. I don't hear any ovation for having snowflakes on April 27th.
I think these fans have seen enough snow over the winter months.
2 strikes quickly to Valencia. And a liner to the shortstop. 2 down. Sanford medical health report for the Twins, and we wish we had better news. Joe Mauer still on the disabled list. Doesn't then expect to be activated tomorrow when he's eligible. Kevin Slowey, Ron Gardenhire said, will join the Twins on the road trip, either in Kansas City or Chicago. But Jim Thome held out of the lineup today because of a strained oblique. Thome feeling a twinge in his oblique in his last swing on Sunday. So the first thing I thought of was, remember, he hustled into second with a double on one of his line drives against the fence. But the manager said it happened. It was a liner to right off the bat of Hughes on Thome's last swing of the day on Sunday.
Well, you would think as hard as Jim Thome swings all the time that he wouldn't have more oblique pulls, but hopefully he'll heal quickly. Nice piece of hitting right there by Luke Hughes, getting a pitch away and going with it. Twins get their second hit of the ball game.
And now Drew Butera. Butera with 2 out. Twins have hit some balls hard here against Davis. Don't have anything to show for it. Here's a high fly to fairly deep left field down the line. Fold is there to end the inning. So the Twins get ahead and leave another runner. It's 4-0 after 2. Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. Hey, there's Herman the German. The Herman Heights Monument in New Ulm, located in the southwest part of the state. Southern Minnesota is what I'd call it. The statue depicts Herman the Cheruscan, also known by the Latin name Arminius, but locals refer to him as Herman the German. It commemorates the Germanic victory over the Romans at the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest, a symbol of German patriotism and pride.
Well, it's nice to see the sun is out in New Ulm.
Here's Ben Zobrist leading off the third.
Yeah, Zobrist, the big hit in that 4-run first inning, a 2-run triple. The fourth batter that Liriano had faced.
1-2. Zobrist, Rodriguez, and Lopez facing Liriano here in the third. And a called third strike. So Liriano picks up his third strikeout. First out of the third.
All right, Butera sitting inside, and take a look right here. Again, Andy Fletcher behind the plate. Butera pulls that glove down and the ball a bit inside, but you hit that glove, you never know what might happen. So Liriano does pick up strikeout number 3.
One down, and here's Sean Rodriguez. And there's a pitch low, ball 1. If you just joined us, yes, those are snowflakes falling here at Target Field. The forecast was for an inch or two perhaps overnight last night. I didn't hear anything about snow tonight. The word I kept hearing, which is why I wore this nice, thick, long parka, is the word raw. Every forecast I heard today used the word raw. So I wore the coat I wear when it's raw, which is this thing.
That's a nice jacket.
Yes, it is. Very nice.
How about if we trade for a while? Well, yesterday, you know, some of the Rays came out and they did a little sliding practice on the turf. There's Rodriguez right there. Sean Rodriguez, Johnny Damon, thumbs up.
Rodriguez at first, one away. Lopez the hitter, and he lifts one to center. Span retreats, and a quick second out. So 2 down in the third, and that'll bring up Kelly Shopik. Shopik struck out his first time up. Liriano gave up 5 hits to the first 5 batters, 4 runs scored, and since then no hits, a couple of walks allowed. Swing and a miss.
Throw over. Rodriguez stole second base with nobody out, 2 outs in the first inning.
Popped up. Butera near his dugout with the wind, now giving away to Hughes, and Hughes has the ball peeled back on him, and it bounces off the warning track. If you've ever been behind the dugouts, either on the first base side or the third base side, and Ron Coomer probably can attest to this, the ball does peel back with its spin back toward the field of play. And I think that's what happened to Luke Hughes there.
That ball right there, guys, was probably in the third row. I'm sitting in the camera well. It's at least 3 rows back, and the wind caught it as it's coming down and probably blew it back 25 feet back into play.
2 strikes to Shopik. illnesses, the injuries. And the Twins are going to go with Nick Blackburn in the opening game tomorrow, and then they hope to have Eric Hacker start the second game tomorrow night. Swing and a miss. Shopik strikes out the inning ends, but Carl Pavano is supposed to pitch Friday in Kansas City. He's got a touch of the flu, and he's been put back to Sunday. You can get involved in our broadcast tonight. Stay huddled by the fireplace and let us know who you think the Arby's value player of the game will be. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234. Matt Tolbert will lead off the third for the Twins against Wade Davis. It's hit down the right field line. That's a long run for Zobrist. He's not going to get there, and Tolbert makes the turn at first on his way to second, and he's in with a double. So Tolbert with a little pop fly down the line. It found some grass, and he's standing at second base.
He's standing at second base because he hustled out of that box and made a great turn at first base. Giving his equipment to Jerry White, the first base coach. That ball just flared down that right field line. Zobrist has to come a long way to try to get it. And Tolbert hustling down that line and then scooting over to second base for a leadoff double. So Twins get their first extra base hit. Tolbert's second double of the year and the third hit for the Twins.
Second leadoff hit for the Twins. Span got one in the first, but only got as far as second base.
Well, how do you get back into a 4-0 deficit? You have to score like innings like this. Leadoff double. Let's see if they could make Tolbert score a run right here.
I've seen Davis has been a little frustrated with his control or lack of it, so Span saw 7 pitches in his first inning at bat and ended up lining a single to center. One and 0 to Span on the outside corner. You don't like being behind 4-0 at all, but it's not the 8th inning. It was just the first inning. And you've got 27 outs to get it back.
Yeah, you peck away. You'd like to have an inning like the Rays had, but you know what? You score, you get back into the ball game by scoring 1, 2, and hopefully a couple more, and all of a sudden it's tied up. As long as Liriano and the staff can keep putting zeros on the board.
Chopped up the right side and a foul ball, 1-2. Liriano hasn't given up a hit since the 5 hits greeted him to start the first inning. 1-2 to Denard Span, who at the very least would like to get Tolbert up to third base. Outside, the shortstop Brignac cut behind Tolbert. And the pitch up and away, and Shopik thought about throwing behind the runner.
Yeah, as a pitcher right there, you like to step off if that shortstop's going to put that daylight play on. But the pitch was thrown home and left a little bit of a hole at shortstop.
Two and two. Right back to the pitcher. Tolbert alertly stays close to home. One away. Close to second base in this case. You can ask a question of us online at carsoup.com/baseball. Gerald Martin from West Des Moines. What would have happened if Steve Little had physically stopped Alexi Casilla at third base in Sunday's game?
Well, Sunday's ball game right here, a base hit by Kubel, Alexi Casilla. You can see right there the ball would hit the chew out in right field. He does not pick up Steve Little. If Steve Little makes contact with him, you know, he's automatically out. He's out at home anyway, so maybe you should have tackled him.
Last year here at Target Field, final game Sunday afternoon of the Texas Rangers series. In fact, it was the Old Timers Day early in the game.
Hey.
Early in the day. And here, right there, incidental contact. Michael Young at third base, but he made contact with the third base coach, Steve Smith, and you could see the umpire right there. That was the 27th out of the game. And so that's what happens. That's how the rule is interpreted. The contact, however incidental, if it's made, the runner's automatically out. Ball one to Kubel, and the leadoff double right now with 2 outs has Tolbert only so far as third base. Twins need a 2-out hit here from Kubel to get the first run of the game. And again, Shopik doing a nice job moving laterally to save his pitcher a wild pitch. Kubel went down swinging on a fastball his first time up. See what Davis gives him on the 2-0 count. That's line to left, and that is down for a hit. Big 2-out hit by Kubel. Nothing new there. He's been Minnesota's best hitter, and he's gotten the Twins on the board.
Right, keeps that hitting streak alive now to 9 ball games. Ron Coomer, good piece of hitting right there. Exactly what you were talking about earlier about Kubel using the whole field.
He is, Bert, and what you see right there is him letting the ball get deep. The pitch is away, but he hits the ball deep, and his hands stay above the baseball, and so does the barrel, as you see him go down to that ball and drive it down and hitting a line drive instead of trying to elevate the ball. Great piece of hitting by Coombs.
Here's Morneau, bounced into a double play in the first. Curveball hit to right in the ballpark, and Zobrist makes the catch. Morneau got it off the end of the bat. He's gone on one pitch, but the Twins get a couple of hits and their first run at 4-1. Start here by AT&T and by Comcast. Call Comcast Business Class at 800-391-3000 to turn your business into a fast business. After a very rough start, Francisco Liriano's picking up the pace a little bit, pitching better. Now his team has gotten him a run back. He's only down by 3.
Yeah, the last hit came in the first inning. The 5th batter he faced, Sean Rodriguez, got a base hit. Other than that, Liriano has settled down. 4 strikeouts in the ball game, a couple walks. Just throwing a lot of pitches.
And there's a welcome sight for Dan Johnson and everyone who likes him. He gets a base hit, a sharp single to right, leading off the 4th.
You know, Liriano, just that first inning, it seemed like he got ahead of a couple of hitters, but then just left some pitches up. And you can see the location of those pitches. Now, this is a changeup right here. Upton went down and got that ball pretty good, but the other 4 of the 5 pitches were pretty much right down the middle of the plate.
I think Ron Coomer
credit the Rays, they did not miss it.
I think Ron Coomer would have called those center cut pitches right down the middle. Ball 1 to Reed Brignac, who bounced into a grounded out to third baseman Danny Valencia to end a torturously long first inning. And the snow's coming down harder now than it has at any point yet tonight.
Really better snow than rain, I would imagine. Still cold.
Johnson used to it when he played high school baseball. This time of the year, that's what high school baseball players do. You play regardless of the elements.
Well, see, I'd rather pitch in this than rain because of the dampness.
Yeah. What was that pitch?
Showing bunt again.
Pitch missed. Looked like it had the corner. 2-0.
Well, Jason Bartlett now in San Diego, so shortstop opened up for Reed Brignac, just 25 years old, in his 4th season with the Rays.
Bunt foul. Ron Coomer, you must have in Illinois had some cold, snowy games when you were in high school.
I have. This brings back some memories. Jimmy Tomey just came over here, asked how I was feeling out here. We both from the Chicagoland area. We played many a game in a little snow. It's all right, you know. I don't know if it's quite Fort Myers weather, Bert, but it's okay to play in this.
No, we didn't have any of this wet, white stuff in Fort Myers.
2-1 to Brignac.
Well, I grew up in Southern California, so yeah. Brignac finally lays one down, let it roll foul, and get it.
And Butera called off Liriano and then touched it in foul territory, and it's a 2-2 count.
Well, this is one thing you have to know about target field, too. You have to come out early as a pitcher. Okay, if that ball is bunted like that, will it roll back into foul territory? You got to watch the spin of the ball. And right there, Butera knocks it foul.
I love that super slow-mo. Look at that.
Yeah. Remember in Baltimore when we saw the ball down the third baseline kind of come back toward the infield. These are little things that you have to almost go out early before a series and just find out. This is the Twins' home ballpark. They should know whether that infield tilts in or goes out down those lines.
2-2. 3-2. We've just gotten word that Delman Young, after the game today, will be put on the disabled list. That's not a surprise given the late scratch that took him out of the lineup. And Rene Tassoni is going to be called up in time for the doubleheader tomorrow. So the Twins injury list and disabled list gets a little longer instead of shorter. Bounced foul. The snow coming down heavy. You know what? They do these snow globe things for different structures, you know, different cities. You can have a snow globe of Seattle and Chicago and all that. We have one here at Target Field now. It looks like a snow globe.
He's cold.
3-2. And there's ball 4. So a single, now a walk with the Twins within 3, and the bottom of the order starts a rally for Tampa Bay. Fox Sports North recognizes Comcast for making a difference in our community. This Saturday is Comcast Cares Day, and over 1,300 Twin Cities Comcast employees, family members, and friends will volunteer for 23 Twin Cities area nonprofit organizations. Log on to foxsportsnorth.com and learn more about the cause. Comcast, we power dreams in our communities. There's a throw to second, and Casilla with the catch.
Yeah, nice acrobatic catch right there by Casilla. With Vold showing bunt. Of course, the runner at second base being Johnson. Drew Butera throws behind him, and Casilla gets in front of Johnson to catch that ball.
And now 2-0.
If they're going to give you an out, take it. And how do you take it? Throw a strike.
Well, this is at least the third trip to the mound by Butera, who seems to be out of sync with Liriano all night long here. Eric Hacker now standing in the bullpen mound.
Yeah, second time he's been up in that bullpen in the first inning, and now here again in the fourth. I got to watch Joe Madden. He doesn't always do it the normal way. He may have Vold swing right here, which he did, but it's another ball.
3-0 with Damon on deck. And a 4-pitch walk fills the bases. So the Twins no sooner get a run on the board and look like they're back in the game. And Liriano allows the first 3 batters to reach the 4th.
Yeah, Ron Gardenhire coming out and making the move.
So it'll be Eric Hacker coming into a mess. As the Twins host Tampa Bay, you can purchase a ticket in the U.S. Bank home run porch and get a free Schweigert's hot dog and Pepsi. Tickets are limited for the game, so call 800-33-TWINS and visit twinsbaseball.com if you'd like to go that route. A day game tomorrow and then a night game, a noon start and a 7 o'clock start. The 7 o'clock game was supposed to be started by the guy who comes on now in relief of Francisco Liriano.
Well, another frustrating night for Liriano. It's not, that he gave up 4 runs and he gave them up on base hits, but it's the walks that really took him out of this ball game here in the 4th inning. The high pitch count created in that 1st inning. Here's Eric Hacker making just his 2nd debut for the Twins.
Well, Hacker comes in an unenviable spot. His team is down 3 runs. You can't do anything about that. The bases are loaded, and he can't do something about that. And he'll have to try to get the Twins out of this mess with Johnny Damon up, the bases full, and nobody out. Damon with an RBI single and a grounder to short. Middle infielders back, corner infielders up, with the 4s everywhere. And the first pitch to the backstop. That's a pretty heads-up play by Dan Johnson. The natural instinct is when the ball sails by the catcher to go ahead and at least come part of the way home. Johnson never budged because he knew about the caroms here.
Well, you see that right off the tip of the glove of Butera and then hitting the back. And you know, there's not a lot of room back there. So Johnson thought about it, and you saw that ball deflect right back to Butera.
Ball 1 to Johnny Damon. And another one going to the backstop. 2-0. So Hackers missed inside twice.
Hacker with a fastball in the low 90s, slider, curveball, and a changeup. Both fastballs just held onto him a little bit too long. And a second straight fastball. Take a look at Johnson again, watching, thinking about it, but again, not a lot of room back there.
Foley, third base coach, I'm sure, offering some input. 2-0.
He's saying, go, no, go, no.
Line down the right field line, and Damon hooks one foul. 2-1. Can't imagine what it must be like to swing a bat with a broken finger. He's doing a pretty good job of it.
Well, you know, here's a guy that hardly spends any time on a disabled list. Johnny Damon. He plays, you know, he plays hurt in his 17th major league season. A lot of major league at bats. Almost 2,600 hits in his career.
Inside again, 3-1. I think we mentioned in St. Petersburg, only 5 players in baseball history have played 140 or more games for 15 straight years, and Johnny Damon's one of them. And he draws a bases loaded walk, and it's 5-1.
Free RBI. Damon gets his second RBI of the ball game. Now with 19, and you're not going to get it easier than that.
Still loaded, nobody out for Upton.
Johnson scores the 5th run for the Rays. So 3 straight walks by the staff. Liriano 2 straight. Now Hacker comes in and walks his first bat.
Liriano leads with 3+ innings, and the biggest damage done by the 5 hits, but he also walked 4 more men.
Yeah.
Breaking ball clips the corner, strike 1.
Hacker, 28 years old, out of Duncanville, Texas.
Butera digs that one out of the dirt. 1-1. 4 runs for the Rays in the first inning. The 3 runners all got there on bases on balls. The inning started with Dan Johnson getting a single. He's already in the dugout with a run. Fastball on the outside corner. One and 2. Hughes is even with the bag at first. Rest of the infielders are playing back. And there's ball 2. You know, fans a little restless here. They're cold. They'd like to see the pitcher come out of the bullpen and throw strikes. Hacker didn't do that, but the mess was created by the guy in front of him.
Right. Hacker just trying to feel his way around right here in his first debut here at Target Field.
Just off the plate, 3-2.
Hacker last year in the Giant organization at AAA won 16 ball games, but as a starter, pretty good pitch right there, called a ball.
So a full count with the bases full and nobody out. Yikes. Second bases loaded walk. Keeping in mind all the while that the Twins have a doubleheader tomorrow, and they just can't burn up their bullpen. 2 days off is all well and good consecutively. The scheduled off day on Monday, the rain out yesterday. When you got 2 games, you're going to need your bullpen tomorrow. And Hacker might be out there to go for a while, even if it gets a little ugly.
We had a game like this one time at the old Met that Vic Albury, I think, was the guy like Hacker is right there. I think he went, 5 innings, gave up like 12 runs. He was kind of, this is yours. Left-handed pitcher, Vic Albury.
There's a breaking ball over for strike one.
Yeah, it's easy for a starter to get knocked out. It's this guy right here that sometimes has to, bite the bullet.
And there's no margin for error. You come in, the bases are loaded. And another one in the dirt. Buter's had a very long night here. First with Liriano's erratic control, and now Hacker's all over the place.
Well, I think he got crossed up right here. That's why Drew Butera went out there. You can see that he expected maybe a breaking ball and ended up being a fastball. Again, runner at second, you'll go through a set of signs, and every pitcher's sometimes different on what they like. First sign after two, last pitch, last sign you put down.
That's foul. 1-2.
The Twins have been out on defense a long time here tonight.
They have heaters in the dugouts. They don't out on the field. It'd be nice if you could take a little propane heater with you out there.
Yeah, but the extension cord might get in the way.
There's the heaters in the dugout. One and two to the cleanup hitter. Now time call. Curve to center. Span coming in. Makes a nice running catch. Runner tagging. And he will score. Span throwing to second base. Fuld scampers in from third for the third run of the inning.
Yeah, and all those runs charged to Francisco Liriano, so his line is done. 7 runs allowed on 6 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. So Zobrist picks up his third RBI of the ball game. The sacrifice fly.
And out, and now Sean Rodriguez will hit. Seven to 1, Tampa Bay. Another low-scoring game in Yankee Stadium. The Yankees win tonight, 3-1. We got a 3-run home run from Robinson Cano in the first inning. And Ozzie Guillen ejected in the first inning, and then went on Twitter to continue his rant. So we'll find out whether the new social media is a forum for further fines, I suppose.
I thought only his son Twittered.
No.
All right, turn 2.
Casilla to the bag, and that ends the inning. Too many walks, 3 runs for the Rays. They lead it 7-1.
It's Mikowski hanging out on the concourse under some of the radiant heaters that you can find here as you make your way around the ballpark. So don't be discouraged by bad weather. If you have tickets to a Twins game and want to come up here and hang out, 130 new heaters added to the ballpark here, going from foul pole to foul pole on the terrace level in the outfield. So a pretty cool thing that's going on when you got the snow and the elements coming down like this, Dick and Bert.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
My goodness. It's like a snow globe. That's just gorgeous. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh, please.
7-1. The Rays in front. Michael Kadire will lead things off. He's just taken ball one from Wade Davis. Foul back. 1-1. Well, the Twins get a run. They got a big 2-out hit, or so we thought, from Jason Kubel. And then the Rays come back with 3 runs on just 1 hit in the top of the 4th. Popped up. It's a foul ball, and it will reach the seats. 1-2. You know what I was hoping for? We might have it yet tonight. One thing I missed about Met Stadium was the audible sound I didn't hear anyplace else, and I usually heard it during Viking games. When something good would happen during a Viking game, you would hear applause with snowmobile mittens. It was a dull thump, not clapping. There's a drive to right center field, and catch made by Zobrist in right field. Pretty well hit ball, 1 down. Valencia coming to the plate, hit the ball hard his first time up, and although the batting average is down in our window concepts window of opportunity, he is the team leader in runs batted in.
Yeah, 11 runs driven in for Danny Valencia with a couple home runs.
So 1 down in the 4th, and here's Valencia lined to short his first time up. Pop up right side, playable for Dan Johnson. Out number 2. Our AT&T tribute. Who holds the Rays record for longest hitting streak? Johnny Damon with a 14-gamer. I'm going to go with Wade Boggs, just because he finished.
I'm going to take some time and look in their media guide.
Here's Luke Hughes. And strike 1 from Wade Davis. Hughes with a sharp single to right his first time up. And he takes the ball.
You know, we have Ashley up in the booth. Was it Helen and then Elizabeth? They got us some runs. Helen got us 3 runs. Right, Elizabeth got us 1. And we have Ashley up in the booth. And she brought a nice sign. It says 8,584 days ago in the 87 World Series, she was pregnant with you. So you're old. 8,584 days.
Well, if she's old, what in the world does that make you?
I think there's a number here.
You were 38 like years old or whatever it was.
28,500. Yeah. But welcome up to the booth. Very, very nice sign. Thank you for
we're happy to
it.
have them. You can imagine how they feel up here where it's kind of warm. And that's into left field. Hughes has his second hit, and he's aboard with a 2-out single.
Well, his first hit going to right field on a pitch that was hard away. This one looked like Davis took something off of it, and Hughes turns on it. Good piece of hitting right there, finding that ball in left field. Briniak dives for it. He can't come up with it.
Here's Butera, hit a fly ball just short of the warning track his first time up. Tigers having a tough time against the Mariners. Mariners leading in the top of the 9th in Detroit, 4-1. Cleveland getting back on the beam against Kansas City. They won handily last night. They're leading 7-2 in the 8th tonight.
Yeah, Cleveland with a 2.5 game lead coming into tonight's play in first place in the Central Division over the Tigers.
They did have to put Carlos Carrasco on the disabled list. Remember, he left the ball game here Sunday after 3 innings because of elbow tightness. He tried to throw a little bit this afternoon before the game at Progressive Field, and they shut him down and put him on the disabled list. 1-1 to Butera. And now 1-2.
Well, Davis with 60 pitches in the ballgame, 37 have been strikes. 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
And that's flipped foul over the roof of the Twins dugout. Trying to string some hits together and give me that noise that I've been missing all these years. That thump of gloves or mittens coming together.
Like there were.
Yeah. On the inside corner, and Davis retires Butera, strands Hughes at first, and after 4 innings, hits 7-1 Tampa Bay. We're at Target Field. For the first time ever, snowflakes are falling at Target Field. Ron Coomer, Robbie Ince-Mikowski, Bert Blyleven, Dick Bramer. And the Rays have been given a 7-1 lead. You get 5 hits to start the ball game, and then a lot of walks and some ugliness in the 4th. And what are we complaining about? These guys are having an ice cream with no shirts.
The crazies are here.
And Lopez takes a strike. 2 strikes now from Eric Hacker, who now can pitch from the windup. Came in at a tough spot, walked the first 2 men he faced, a couple of bases loaded walks. Breaking ball, and Hacker puts the glove down, makes a nice play. 1 down. You can click on the Fan Zone tab on the FoxSportsNorth.com homepage and win unbelievable prizes, from team merchandise and game tickets to unique fan experiences, tech toys, and more. If you aren't a member, you can join. It's fast, it's free, and it's all at the Fan Zone tab on FoxSportsNorth.com. Kelly Shopik, the hitter, he struck out twice. Fastball, high and tight, ball 1. Rays with 7 runs on the board. They're playing without Evan Longoria. They sent him out on a rehab assignment today. And the Twins, the way the series has shaped up, will not have to face, this is a Tampa Bay staff with some pretty good pitching, 1 through 5, but they won't have to face James Shields or David Price.
James Shields just named the American League Pitcher of the Week. A couple complete games in a row for the young man.
1-2 to Shopik. Twins missed David Price in the 4-game series in St. Petersburg. They'll miss him here. And now 2-2.
Twin fans, they know what cold weather's all about, and the Rays, you know, we don't have this in Florida. See, that's snow.
And now a full count. What's your favorite Christmas carol?
Jingle bells, of course.
Foul back.
Yours?
Well, I'm tempted to say Good King Wenceslas because Jim Pellinger, our guy in the booth here, stage manager, is a musician of note. He actually played that for me once in concert. At least I think that's what it was. It could have been Silent Night. Foul back. 3-2. Well, it's been an interesting homestand. The Twins were looking forward to getting home and getting some traction under their season after some difficult travel and some difficult times on the road. They didn't play good baseball, and so they have 2 games postponed, and now they're playing this game in the snow. Foul back. Still 3-2.
Well, you got to credit these die-hard Twins fans. I mean, you know, they're used to. I know you guys are used to this type of weather, but you know, not too many times you're going to pull out your winter apparel in late April.
We're going to hurry up and eat the soup before it freezes. 3-2 to Shopik. Sharply hit. Oh, what a great backhanded stop. Tolbert throws him out. Matt Tolbert with a great play, taking a hit away from Kelly Shopik.
Yeah, diving, leaving his feet right there. Shopik hitting it sharply to Tolbert's right. And he kind of warms up the crowd a little bit by making a great play. One hopper and able to get it over to first base, Luke Hughes, for the second out. So nice defensive play by Matt Tolbert.
So 2 down, and that'll bring up Dan Johnson. Johnson walked in the first and then had a long at bat and lined a sharp single to right. Up and away, 2-0. Johnson saying that he's really been hitting in some tough luck, hitting line drives that people have caught. That's always the case for somebody who's been around for a while and he's hitting 130. He's hit some balls hard and he's hitting some tough luck. 2-1.
Do I feel sorry for him? No.
3-1.
Well, Johnson has major league experience with the Oakland A's. He came up back in 2005, up and down for about 3 years. In the Rays in 2008. They went to Japan. Big swing right there by Johnson in his second season back from Japan.
Three and 2. And a foul. Plate umpire Andy Fletcher takes one off the mask, and he took his mask off. You could see he's got the hooded long underwear or the balaclava thing going. Another 3-2, and it's left up high. Johnson's reached all 3 times. Brignac coming to the plate, but first you can get a behind-the-scenes tour of Target Field for a public or private tour or a school field trip. Log on to twinsbaseball.com or call 833-TWINS and reserve your Target Field tour this spring. Now, I talked with Rick Olson today about the tours that they give here. Yoda.
Yoda.
And he said, because I'm concerned about this. I'm concerned about the booth and what it looks like when we're not here and they're running tours through here. And he told me that they don't even bring people in here when we're not here because there's nothing to show them.
Well, they may start coming in now. You brought in a
well, you know what?
picture.
And I wanted to acknowledge that because I wanted to pass along my thanks to someone who sent us a picture to hang here. Kevin Sweeney was nice enough to send us a picture of dogs playing baseball, and we've hung it here to try to dress up the booth a little bit. Kevin apparently heard me reference the tapestry I had in college of the dogs playing poker, and decided that this would be more appropriate to hang in our booth here.
Yeah, Jim Pellinger's going to bring it over.
Yeah, this is. I don't know if it's the same artist or not, but it's dogs playing baseball, and so we're hanging it here, and I think any other Twins fans that would want to send up artwork that we could display
it doesn't matter.
here.
You can send ugly pictures if you want.
No, we don't want
Yeah, we do.
I was going to say we don't want like the Farrah Fawcett poster from 1974.
Why not?
Well, that's not appropriate here. We want baseball themed
Rick
stuff.
Olson would enjoy that.
2-0 and a strike call to Brignac. No, we're just kidding. That was very nice of him to send that to us, and we have it hanging here on the wall.
Well, speaking of pictures, I want to thank Interlochen Country Club. On Monday night, they gave me the Bobby Jones Award for Sportsman of the Year. I got a really nice frame of Bobby Jones when he hit that ball in the water back in 1930. A very nice picture. I want to thank everybody there. Had a great evening.
Why don't you bring that up and we can hang it in here?
I'm not hanging that. No, that will be gone. That is a beautiful piece of art. And I want to thank Interlochen and all their members. And all the members said I could come out there and play at any time. Isn't that nice?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Did they say anything about me coming along?
No, I told them to make sure to not invite you. No, thank you. I had a great time.
2-2.
And even Sid Hartman was there. Oh.
Fouled away.
Let's take a look. Everybody in action right here. Look at the ball boy right there. Very nice play.
I hope he didn't pull an oblique doing that. 2-2 to Reed Brinier. Bundled up. Appearances don't matter. Now full count to Brignac. Hacker got the first two outs pretty quickly on ground balls. Then he walked Johnson on a 3-2 pitch, and now he's run the count full to Brignac, who walked his last time out.
Luke Hughes at first base, playing behind Dan Johnson.
And the runner goes, and the pitch grounded foul. Ball boy down the right field. Ball man, I should say. Making a nice play down there. So you thought it was time to put the ice fishing stuff away. Another 3-2 pitch. Runner goes again, and the pitch skied to center field. Span comes in and ends the inning. A hitless inning, a runner left on. Bottom of the fifth coming up, and the Rays lead by 6.
Welcome back to a cold and snowy night here at Target Field. I'm in the Minnesota State Lottery Winner's Circle, and I got $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets here for Kerry, who's from Minnetonka, Minnesota. Bert, look at his sign. Circle me, Bert. How about that with the TC symbol and the icicles going off the B and the R's? Kerry, how'd you make this?
I had my company got it up this morning on the way to work, and guys in the art department helped me out, and the rest is history.
Big thanks to the guys in the art department and Kerry from Minnetonka's work. Bert, how about that? We've seen a lot of good signs over the years, and this is a pretty creative one.
Very nice sign. Thank you very much. And it is a little nippy, very cold.
See, I'm not the least bit cold.
And you are here by circle.
I got my coat on. This is pleasant. Foul back to the screen.
Hey, I'm looking forward to the day-night doubleheader tomorrow. It should be a lot of fun.
Presumably, there won't be snowing tomorrow.
Let's hope not. And let's hope that the score is reversed tomorrow. Right now, 7-1 lead for the Rays. Wade Davis out there for his 5th inning.
2-2 to Tolbert. He dropped a double down the right field line. Eventually scored on Jason Kubel's 2-out single. The Twins got back to 4-1, but then the Rays scored 3 in the top of the next inning. Ouch. That sickening sound of a bat shattering in a batter's hands. And for Tolbert, that's pretty much the last he'll feel in his hands for about the next 2 hours.
Well, he made a great defensive play last on the top of the inning right there. Kind of jams himself right here. See Tolbert?
That sickening sound. Oh.
Not a great sound. Tolbert hustling down the line, but the first out here in the bottom of the 5th.
1 down in the 5th. Here's Denard Span. This loop to left. Caught by Fold for out number 2. And on this night, our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast is the one provided by Target Field. Snow falling on our beautiful ballpark for the very first time.
And Mother Nature doing her thing right here. So the fans enjoying the snow.
As a now Florida resident, you don't get the thrill of the very first snowfall we have here. Whether it comes in October, November, maybe December. As a Minnesota resident, the first snowfall is really quite a thrill.
What about the last one?
But see, that's the point. You don't know in Minnesota when the last one is. It might be in February. We thought it was in March, and now we got snow coming in April. This might not be the last snowfall, so it's hard to enjoy it.
I hope it is.
There's a drive to right center field off the bat of Casilla. And Upton makes a great catch on a full sprint toward the gap. He hauled it in for out number 3. when it's 50, can it?
I hope not.
They're playing Jingle Bell Rock here at the ballpark.
See, they're playing my favorite Christmas song.
Well, you said it was Jingle Bells.
Isn't this Jingle Bells?
No, this is Jingle Bell Rock.
Jingle Bell.
6th inning, here we go. And Eric Hacker's out there to pitch to Sam Fuld. You don't want me to sing?
No, please.
And ball 1 to Fuld, who started the game and the 4-run first inning for the Rays with a double off the limestone facade in right field. He later scored, and then he walked and scored in the 4th. He was the last man Francisco Liriano faced. Liriano lasted 3+ innings and was charged with 7 earned runs. 3-0. Eric Hacker's run into some control issues of his own. He issued a couple of bases loaded walks to the first 2 men he faced, and then a 2-out walk in the 5th. Now it's 3-0 to Fuld here in the 6th. And Wild up and away, ball 4.
And his 4th walk of the ball game.
I'm thinking the answer to our trivia question is either Wade Boggs or Carl Crawford. You want to throw a guess out there?
No, I didn't even get a chance to look at the media guide. So I will go with Jason Bartlett.
Okay.
Oh, look at that, Jason Bartlett.
He played with Carl Crawford. Each player has a last name with 8 letters in it. Strike on the outside corner. And like Crawford, he was a Ray until this past year. So a lot of similarities there. 1 strike to Damon.
It's a 7-1 ball game in the 6th inning. You would think, are they going to still run? And Joe Madden, you know, if it's a 7th or 8th, then they maybe take off. You know, I mean, they don't run. But Fuld right here with 10 stolen bases on the year leads the American League in stolen bases. Still have to keep an eye on. See the strike ball ratio not very good for Eric Hacker.
Grounded foul behind George Hendrick. Hacker came into the game with the bases loaded, nobody out in the 4th. Issued the 2 walks to score a couple more runs. It was a sacrifice fly, then a ground ball double play. He hasn't given up a hit, but 4 walks issued in 2+ innings. And Liriano before that walked 5 men. 4 men.
Hacker getting called up when the Twins set down Alex Burnett. Hacker made a couple starts down in Rochester before getting the call up. His only other major league experience a couple years ago, 3 relief appearances with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
1-2 to Damon. Nobody out here in the 6th, and add it all up, the Twins have issued 8 walks. Two and 2.
Well, you know, the thing is, this game is what, almost 2 hours old, and I bet you the Twins defense have been standing out there for about an hour and a half because of the walks.
Probably not as important as time of possession is in football, but I've always thought that'd be an interesting way to divide up a game. How much time does your team spend on the field, and how much time does the other team? A line or foul. Two and 2 from Hacker to Damon. And all over the infield and outfield, a lot of frozen ball players. Chopper right side. And Tolbert from the glove to the glove makes a nice play, flipping it to first baseman Hughes, 1 away.
Another nice play by Matt Tolbert. A nice play last inning off the bat at Kelly Shopik. And right here really has one play with speedy Johnny Damon. Looks like it's going to be an infield hit. Hacker can't get it. But Tolbert all in one motion, utilizing the glove. And then flipping it over to Hughes for the first out.
Fold started towards second, stopped, and then when the ball was put in play, advanced. So a nice play by Tolbert. He's turned in a couple of those, and here's B.J. Upton. Cleveland ended up beating Kansas City 7-2 at Progressive Field. Seattle's opened up a 10-run lead on Detroit. Breaking pitch and strike one on the outside corner.
Yeah, that's a slider right there. We've seen a slider and the curveball. The curveball, big slow curveball from Hacker.
Off the plate, 1-1. Butera can't find it. Now he does, and Fold unable to advance. 2-1. Twins juggling their rotation for the doubleheader, the split doubleheader tomorrow, in part because Carl Pavano is under the weather and unable to pitch until Sunday. He apparently coming down with some strain of the flu, similar to what Joe Mauer and Justin Morneau had. So to do that, the Twins have pushed Baker back to the opening game in Kansas City, and we're intending on having Hacker start the nightcap tomorrow. But that obviously won't be happening with him entering the game in the fourth inning.
Well, you wonder now if Baker might start game 2 tomorrow.
Fold hesitates, takes off, and upped it with a swing as Butera was coming out of the crouch.
Yeah, again, right there, Fold taking off, and even though it's a 6-run lead, I personally don't like this. What Fold is doing right here, trying to steal a base when your team is up 6 runs in the 6th inning. But it's a big part of, Joe Madden's game, the running game. And if nobody's going to pay attention to you up the middle, either Tolbert or Casilla,
fouled away, and another 3-2 pitch coming. The starting rotation is in a little bit of a state of chaos right now with Pavano's illness. The bench, frankly, is non-existent. Now, as we said after the game, the Twins are going to put Delman Young on the disabled list and call up Rene Tassoni for what will be his major league debut. And it came back inside and got the inside corner, out number 2.
Hacker picks up his first strikeout. So breaking balls away, everything away, and then he comes back inside to pick up his first strikeout with a good fastball.
Robbie Ince-Makowski, you staying warm tonight, my friend?
I am, and I'm going to tell you about Michael Kadyr's newest blog on FoxSportsNorth.com, and it's about the road. And if you've ever wondered what happens on the road when the Twins travel, log on to FoxSportsNorth.com and get the answers to the rules of the road from Michael Kadyr. Check out his story and a lot more Twins coverage at FoxSportsNorth.com. A lot of great stuff. He talks about his per diem starting at AA all the way up to what his life is like now in the big leagues. It's good reading, Dick and Bert.
I read it today and I complimented Michael. I thought it was a fascinating piece talking about how just the travel changes from different levels, A to AA to AAA to the major leagues. Butera bluffs a throw to second. Now, you didn't live that as much as Michael did. He went all the way up the chain. You went from, what, A?
Rookie ball to A to AAA.
And then to the major league.
My longest bus ride, again, was from Orlando, Florida to Miami in a playoff game back in 1969 when I was moved from rookie ball to single A. Next year, AAA, Evansville, we flew.
Well, Michael talks about, I don't want to give away the piece, it just was very well written and it was very interesting to read. In Class A, the per diem was $12. And you try to make
a lot of cheeseburgers,
peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and ramen noodles was one of his favorites. Popped up to left field, and Jason Kubel comes in to end the inning. Another hitless inning for Eric Hacker. He's got 9 outs through the middle 3 innings. It's still 7-1. Light freeze can.
Well, you know what? You're taught very young to get ahead in the count. Liriano fell behind in the count early in the first inning and paid the price. Some fastballs up to Fold, to Damon, and then this is Rodriguez driving in a run right there on a pitch pretty much right down the heart of the plate. You know, Liriano faced 19 batters. He's able to get strike one on 5 of the 19. That's one thing I always looked at after a ball game. How did I do? And that told me a lot. If I got strike one on 2/3 of the batters that I faced throughout that ball game, I pitched a pretty good ball game.
That was the Frostbrewed Coors Light freeze can. Here's the Quest high-speed pitch brought to you by Quest high-speed internet.
Oh, Wade Davis clocked as high as 95, as Liriano was. Davis now 74 pitches in the ball game.
Most significant hit for the Twins came off Jason Kubel's bat his last time up. Twins got a leadoff double, but with 2 out, Tolbert was only at third. Kubel slashed a single to left, got the Twins to within 3, but that didn't last very long. On the left field line. Now, you would not be going where you're going in late July this year if you had too many outings like the one Liriano had tonight, but any pitcher who's going to pitch for any length of time is going to have outings like that, where just you put up some ugly numbers.
Right.
Now, how hard did you beat yourself up over that? It was a hard smash, and Kubel's got another hit. How much did you beat yourself up over that in between starts?
I don't know if I beat myself up. I beat my body up. I used to run, and that was my frustration. I would run until I got tired. Only because...
When? The next day?
No, the next day, yes. I would just run it off. Sometimes, I remember in Houston, I had an outing like Liriano. I went out and ran like in the 3rd inning because I was knocked out like in the 3rd inning. I just put my clothes on.
Going back, or what?
I ran in Houston until I couldn't see the stadium anymore. I turned around and looked, and I go, oh, where am I? So I had to run back. By the time I got back, it was like the 9th inning.
You must have been knocked out early.
Yes, very early. And it's going to happen, but it's your work habits in between. And for Liriano, it's frustrating. Believe me, he does not want to have the control problems he's shown already this year. Last year at this time, he was 3-0 with an ERA of under 1. But now, right now, he's struggling.
Morneau fouls the first pitch back.
You know what the good thing in baseball is, Dick? You know what? It's behind him right now. Now he can only look for the positive ahead. Okay, this has been a negative day for Liriano. All right, now you work your tail end off to make it better. A 14-game winner last year. He's got it in him, and the Twins hope that he finds it soon.
2 strikes to Morneau. Foul tip. Shopik hangs on. Morneau's gone on strike. 1-1.
Davis picks up his third strikeout of the ball game.
That'll bring up Kudayer.
A little extra right here. Good fastball down in the strike zone.
Kudayer 0 for 2. A fly ball to the second baseman and a line drive to Zobrist in right. Foul back. You know, and I hesitate to even draw comparisons between what Liriano's going through and you at any stage of your career, because you were, I mean, you might have given up a home run or two here or there.
You think?
But you never had the command problems that he seems to have for any extended period of time. There might have been an odd start where you really struggled with your control, but you were, in addition to everything else, you were known as a control pitcher.
Yeah, I had a game in I remember a strike inside in Baltimore. I walked the first 3 batters of the ball game. I called time and asked the home plate umpire to come out. And he said, "What's up?" I said, "The mound is tilted." He said, "What do you mean the mound's tilted?" I said, "I've never walked 3 guys at the beginning of a game before. I need help here." But it happens, you try to just go on with it.
Foul back by Valencia, or by Kudayer, I should say.
They try to find a positive, out of the negative, and that's what Liriano's got to try to find. Right now, there's not a lot of positive. His last start, very good, but he still walked 5 guys. So he really needs to, go between starts and just sit on that corner, down and away. That's what I would do. When I struggle with my control, I had that catcher set down and away, and I would just work on hitting that glove over and over and over.
Kudayer strikes out for out number 2. And Valencia will come to the plate. You can follow the Twins with MLB.com @bat11 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get all the scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text @bat to 31826 or visit twinsbaseball.com for details.
And Dick, why I did that? Because I always pictured that hitting chart of Ted Williams, one of the greatest hitters of all of baseball, where every pitch was in the strike zone. And, if the ball's down the middle, he said he would have hit 600. If a ball is down and away, I think he said if every pitch was down and away, he would have hit I think it was 262, something like that. The lowest of any spot in that strike zone. So what does that tell me as a pitcher? I have to control down and away.
Well, Liriano knows that. He's just having a hard time getting the ball there.
But it takes practice. You've got to do it over and over and over. As frustrated as you may be, you still have to work on down and away and hitting that glove over and over and over.
Valencia with a line out to short and a pop up to first. 1-0 from Wade Davis to Danny Valencia. And now 1-1.
Yeah, one more thing about Liriano. He has that delivery that, say, why it's an awkward delivery, but that's his delivery, so deal with it.
Couple of hops to short. They go the short way to end the 6th inning. On to the 7th with the Rays up 7-1. Brought to you by McDonald's. Try one of our 3 Angus snack wraps. They're full of unbeatable flavor. And by fast, reliable, secure, heavy-duty internet from Qwest. So the music between the bottom of the 6th and the top of the 7th was "Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow."
And it has been.
Sean Rodriguez, since the 2nd inning is when it started snowing, 2nd, 3rd inning? Sean Rodriguez will lead off the 7th, and there's strike 1 from Eric Hacker. And you're talking about trying to find a positive. This has been an awful night for the Twins and their fans. And Hacker with a couple of bases loaded walks, and he came into the game with the bases full, and all 3 of them scored. But I'll tell you this, he looks like he's going to be given at least the 7th inning. And with 2 games coming up tomorrow, if he can eat up as many innings as possible, 4 or 5 innings here tonight, that'll be a 1 positive going forward to tomorrow.
I agree. You know, he's had 4 walks in a ball game, 1 strikeout. He has not given up a hit since he took over for Liriano in that 4th inning.
On the right field line, and that'll be the first base hit that he's allowed. Rodriguez rounds first, on his way to 2nd, and he'll hold up there with a double. So a leadoff double in the 7th against Hacker. And that'll bring up Felipe Lopez.
Yeah, ball left up right there, and Rodriguez gets his 2nd hit of the ball game, the 7th for the Rays on his 4th double of the year. You see that ball pretty much right down the middle of the plate, almost to where that pitch was that Liriano fed him in the 1st inning, that he lined right back up the middle. So don't throw it there, he can hit it.
Here's Lopez. Lopez 0 for 3. Over the weekend, Madden pulled Lopez out of a game in the late innings because he failed to hustle the first. And it gives you some idea with things rolling for the Rays. They're playing very good baseball. There's 0 tolerance from that man for loafing on the field. He's done the same thing to B.J. Upton in center field. It was a tapper foul, and he forced Lopez to watch the next game on the bench and brought him back to the lineup on Sunday, and now again here tonight.
Well, you play the game the right way. A lot of the book of the Twins wait, to play the game. You play it hard.
And you'll see that in the last 3 innings here with the Twins players down by 6 runs on a miserable night weather-wise. If it's a 2-hopper to short, you'll see the players busted toward first base. Another foul ball. And if you don't see that, then they'll find some time on the bench.
Well, you know why you see that? These are the best players in the world, and there's people out here, almost 40,000, that paid good money to see the major league players. And the last thing you want to do is not hustle for the fans.
You can ask a lot of fans, and they at times might be able to sit and watch a failure to execute, but they have every right to expect effort. And Joe Madden demands it. And it doesn't make any difference who you are, where you hit in the batting order. You're going to give that effort night in and night out, or you won't play. Inside, and it's 1-2.
Lopez a veteran too. I mean, he's been around the both leagues. That ball just misses.
Fox Tracks brought to you by Carrier. Carrier folks do a great job with heating and air conditioning, and we're really glad for the heat. To right field, and that'll drop in front of Kadire. Runner at 3rd will be held. The ball rolls free to the infield, and that'll allow an extra base for Lopez, and it will allow Rodriguez to score from 3rd. So Kadire's throw rolling through the infield, and more exasperation for the manager.
Well, you know what? I mean, the Twins they've made 1 error over the last 10 ball games. It hasn't been because of lack of effort, but right here, somewhere this ball's got to be cut off. Kadire throws to second base, and so Casilla kind of let that ball go. Now Danny Valencia has to go get it.
Both Tolbert and Casilla could have, it appeared, been able to cut that ball off, but it comes all the way through. Kadire will be charged with the error, even though it looked like he threw it on line to either Tolbert or Casilla, or both. 1 strike to Shopik. Shopik with a couple of strikeouts and a ground ball. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, I came to the ballpark today, went down to the media room to get our notes, and there was a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Did you see it by any chance?
Yeah, I thought it was
there?
for me.
No, it was for me. It was actually from Dr. Crutchfield and his staff. Dr. Crutchfield, of course, the Twins dermatologist, and he made a proposal. He said that he's going to be in the Parkinson's walk, which is going to be May 14th.
Okay.
And he's challenging other medical offices to do the same. He's
bring you flowers?
No. Him and his staff are going to walk in the Parkinson's walk to raise money for Parkinson's. So if you are still interested in signing up for the walk, which is May 14th, you can go to www.parkinsonmn.org and get all the information you need. Looking forward to the walk. My wife Gail and I, we put our name on that, and we take a lot of pride in that.
Dusty Hughes warming up in the bullpen. Well, I'm lost. What's the significance of the flowers?
You know what? I don't know. So I left them down there. I didn't want to bring them up because they just wouldn't look good in our room. So I left them down in the media room. But I want to thank Dr. Crutchfield and his staff for the beautiful flowers.
Oh, I'm getting artwork.
Yeah.
You're getting flowers.
Flowers.
Somebody must like us. 2-2 to Shopik. Breaking ball over the inside corner, and Shopik has struck out 3 times tonight.
Yeah, it kind of froze on that curveball, and Hacker picks up his second strikeout. A big slow curveball. We've seen the hard slider. This is a big slow curveball, and it clips the inner half of the plate.
That's all that will be asked of Eric Hacker here tonight. He only gave up 1 hit. The run right now is an unearned run. And he got the Twins into the 7th inning, and now Dusty Hughes might go the rest of the way. North.com. Click on the upcoming events banner and see where you can score a free Twins baseball cap while supplies last at select Cub food stores. Also, log on to FoxSportsNorth.com and click on the Fan Zone tab for your chance to win a set of MLB caps. None with fur lining like that one has there on the right.
Well, Eric Hacker worked 3 in the 3rd innings. He threw 79 pitches, 4 walks, a couple strikeouts, only 2 hits allowed. And now Dusty Hughes hopefully get the last couple outs here at the top of the 7th inning. Hughes making his 10th relief appearance. He's worked 7 innings. He has 3 walks, 1 intentional with 5 strikeouts.
Dan Johnson, the hitter, and he takes a strike. Johnson's reached all 3 times. A couple of walks and a solid single to right. swing and a miss. 0-2. Hughes could use some work, and he needs to sharpen things up a little bit. He has not pitched effectively for the Twins in his first year. The Twins were hoping that he'd be able to be a situational lefty guy facing the likes of Dan Johnson in a one-run ball game and be able to retire a left-handed batter.
Yeah, you know, it's always hard, though, Dick. You look at the ERA at 9, but you know what? In 9 appearances, you might have a couple bad outings, you know, where you give up 3 or 4 runs, and then that ERA forever will never come down.
The disappointing thing, Hughes has faced 13 left-handed batters and given up 6 hits and a home run. I mean, his job is to get lefties out, and he so far hasn't been able to do that on a consistent basis. One and 2 to Dan Johnson, and he gets this lefty. Second out of the inning, 2 down.
Yeah, good high fastball, not an overpowering fastball, but you mix in a slider and an off-speed pitch, that fastball will look quicker. That was a high fastball to Johnson that he swung through.
So Reed Brignac will hit. Brignac walked and scored in the 4th. Curve, left up and in, ball 1. Lopez crossing his arms, trying to keep his hands warm. Foul back, 1-1.
Well, if he'd never got on base, he'd be warm in the dugout.
It's his fault.
Yeah.
Again, the forecast regarding snow involved last night. I didn't see any forecast today that said anything about snow tonight. Foul back. Again, I heard the word raw, brisk.
But there was a chance of rain, I believe.
Yeah,
I saw that, but it's actually raining. It's just snowing.
Way up there, maybe it's raining. It's
right.
By the time it gets down here, it's turning to snow.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's
really?
just a question of elevation.
Wow. I made a good point. Oh, nice grab by the guy over here. In his hat, he caught it.
One and 2.
And he's taking a bow.
Snap bat and a fly ball to center. Span coming in, and that ends the inning. An unearned run for the Rays in the 7th. They lead it 8-1, and it's time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica. Pregame, and it's not pretty.
Rough first inning for Francisco Liriano. The first 5 hitters ended up getting hits off him. Donnie Damon, a RBI single. Zobrist with a 2-run triple, and then Rodriguez right back up the middle, the 5th hitter that Liriano faced. And the only offense for the Twins here tonight, an RBI single by Jason Kubel scored Matt Tolbert.
Well, the Twins with 6 hits, 2 of them from Luke Hughes. He'll lead off the 7th inning, and Wade Davis still out there giving Joe Madden what Francisco Liriano could not give Ron Gardenhire, and that's simply put innings with a doubleheader tomorrow.
Well, one thing, Davis, this is his 5th start. In all 5 starts now, he's at least worked 6+ innings.
The bouncer toward the hole, and Hughes is 3 for 3. So Hughes with a liner to left, a single to left, or a liner to right, and a couple of singles to left, and he's got a 3 for 3 night.
Yeah, second time he's hit a ball between third and short. First one to right field. That big slow curveball right there. Weighted back nicely. Got the barrel of the bat out. Found the hole. Past the diving Lopez in the left field.
Now Butera. Fly ball to left and a strikeout of Butera on the night. And for our in-game box score, brought to you by Pepsi Max.
Well, Span, 1 hit. We just saw Luke Hughes 3 for 3 so far in the ball game. Tolbert with a double and scored a run, and Kubel with a couple hits and an RBI.
2-0. Got an odd situation here. The hits are almost even, 8-7. But the Rays have had a comfortable lead all night long and lead by 7 runs because of all the walks. (3-0). Davis, for the most part, has been throwing it over the plate. He's only issued 1 walk, and that came in the bottom of the 1st inning. Casey Kochman in at first base, replacing Dan Johnson, and Zobrist at second. Rodriguez moving over to third.
Yeah, so Lopez out of that ball game, and it's Rodriguez that dove for that ball, and Drew Butera takes a 4-pitch walk. And Matt Joyce taking over in right field. Zobrist moving to second base.
None of these moves would be available for Twins manager Ron Gardenhire. He in essence has no bench. I mentioned before that after the game, Delman Young's going to be put on the disabled list, and Rene Tassoni is going to be called up. But Jim Thome has a bit of a rib cage pull or an oblique pull. He's unavailable tonight. Jason Repko has a pulled quadricep muscle. Slight pull. He's unavailable tonight. Young was in the original lineup but scratched. And then Steve Holm, the backup catcher, is the only reasonable bench move that Ron Gardenhire could make, and he won't make that. One strike to Tolbert as the only Twins extra base hit, and he takes a ball 1-1.
I'll see if the Twins can do a little rally right here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Plenty of time left. Get back into the ball game.
Foul back, 1-2.
Rays showing a lot of faith in Davis. They ended up giving him in March a 7-year contract, 4 years guaranteed, and then 3 option years.
Cesar Ramos warming up in the Ray bullpen. And strike called on the outside corner, 1 away.
Tolbert taking a call third strike. Davis picks up strikeout number 5 in a ball game. Ball flipped the corner, down and away, no outside.
In the right-handed batter's box for strike 3. And here's Denard Span. Span got a single up the middle his first time up. Casilla walked right after that. The Twins had a threat, but then Davis got out of it by striking out Kubel and getting Morneau to bounce into a double play. Breaking ball up and away, ball 1. Davis approaching the 100 pitch level. He's at 97 right now. Jim Hickey monitoring the pitch count. And the results here in the 7th inning. They would like Davis to get them through the 7th. But the left-hander Ramos warming up in the event. Span, Casilla reach, and Kubel comes up with a chance to bring the Twins back into this game with one swing. Peralta joining Ramos. 2-0 to Span.
Walked Butera on 4 pitches, then threw some nasty pitches to Tolbert. Now he falls behind on Span 3-0. #100th pitch for Wade Davis.
And
he misses.
Drifts wide, and they're loaded up. And here comes Jim Hickey. So now an important at bat for Casilla. The bases are loaded, 1 out. If he can get a hit or a walk and get Kubel to the plate, there's hope yet here in this 7th inning. Tomorrow's game against the Rays is a Treasure Island Senior Day. Fans 55 and older get a $5 ticket on select tickets at Target Field. Treasure Island Senior Day tickets, emphasis on the word day because it's the noon game tomorrow that qualifies for this. The tickets are limited. To check availability, please call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. Both games tomorrow, the noon game and the 7 o'clock game, will be televised. They will usher the fans out, clean the ballpark up, and let everybody back in. The weather's supposed to be better. And we'll see if the Twins can do something about this series opener here. If Casilla can get a base hit, score a run, then Kubel comes up and could draw the Twins to within 1 with 1 swing of the bat. Casilla drove it a long way in his last at bat. B.J. Upton with a great running catch in right center. Officially, he's 0 for 2. And he takes a belt high strike.
Davis working out of the windup with bases loaded and 1 out.
Snap bat and a foul ball. So Casilla with 2 strikes will try a different bat. Butera at second, Span at first. Saw Hughes at third. Twins hoping for an extra base hit somewheres here in the 7th inning to trim the Tampa Bay lead.
Shopik called for a certain pitch, and Wade Davis said no. And Shopik went out and said, "Why don't you like that one?" I think they're going to try to go hard in on with a fastball. Mickey looking over the scouting report. See if Shopik moves inside. One fastball, but out of the strike zone.
1-2. Guy they're worried about, not so much Casilla at the plate, but the guy on the background, Jason Kubel. Inside, 2-2.
There he went inside and missed. Davis might realize that this
could be his last batter faced here. 2-2 to Casilla. And that's poked foul.
105 pitches, the most he's thrown in an outing so far this year, 103. So this is the most. By my California man.
Another 2-2 to Casilla. He missed outside, 3-2. Casillas worked the count full after falling behind 0-2. And Davis, who only walked one man in the first 6 innings, has already walked 2 here in the 7th. Lifted to left. Fold going back. He makes the catch. It's an out. And tagging from third is scoring is Hughes, and it's 8-2. And now Joe Maddon's going to come out and bring in the lefty to face Jason Kubel.
So Casilla picking up his 2nd RBI of the year on the sacrifice fly.
And Kubel will come up to face Ramos.
Last year, Ron Coomer broke it down in the pregame about Kubel trying to get out front and maybe hit that ball over that right field fence. Well, this year, he's letting that ball go a little bit deeper into the strike zone, and I think he's seeing better results here at Target Field. Tonight, you can see him just that ball waiting nicely, utilizing the wrist, just slapping it the other way. And again, Kubel, the nice approach that he has here at Target Field. So he learned the lesson from last year hitting in this ballpark, and he's carried it into this year to where it has really paid off for him. Try not to do too much. If they're going to pitch your way, go that way.
And that's what as a novice, a guy who is at best a mediocre high school player, so much of the success of that depends on where the ball is pitched. If it's inside, there's nothing wrong with trying to meet it before it gets to the plate and drive it someplace.
Oh, absolutely. Here's Ramos right here making his 11th relief appearance out of that bullpen.
Kubel 2 on, 2 out, and a run in here in the 7th. Slow breaking ball. It hits the corner.
Yeah, Ramos has that big, slow curveball, not an overpowering fastball. He'll mix in a slider and a very good changeup in his first season with the Rays. Came over in the Jason Bartlett trade to the Padres.
High fly to right field. Joyce comes in and makes the catch. So Ramos gets Kubel. The Twins leave a couple and score 1 in the 7th.
Circle celebrating his 15th birthday here at Target Field. Vinny a lot of times would come down to the instructional little clinic after the ball game and help us out. 15 years old already. Whoa.
Dusty Hughes.
Happy birthday, Vinny.
Happy birthday, Vinny. Dusty Hughes will face Sam Fuld, Johnny Damon, and then to B.J. Upton. Fuld has reached 3 times. Twins need to do something about that in the split doubleheader tomorrow. Keep him off the bases because he's emerged as a catalyst for the Rays lineup.
Now here's a guy that really didn't get a chance to play with the Cubs, up and down, but here in Tampa, he's getting a chance to get some at bats and making the most out of it. A little spark plug.
One and one. Full takes inside 2-1. So Hughes got the last 2 outs of the 7th. And now we'll try to work through the 8th. No activity in the Twins' pen. The Twins desperately want Hughes to at least go through the 8th. Hammer, foul, 2-2. Again, the postponement of last night will be made up tomorrow night. And the Twins wanted to get the game in while the Rays are in town this time, because the next time they're in town, it's July, and the Twins don't have any off days in July. And a couple of the off days are going to be filled with other postponements. I was reading something where last year, the entire year, there were like 20 postponements because of weather, and we've already had like 16 this year. Just off the plate. And it's a full count. We had another one tonight in Chicago.
Try to make 17.
And in my briefcase, I've got a calculator for no apparent reason when I've got you sitting next to me.
That's right. 3rd time that Fuld has been on base via the walk.
There's Home Depot doing more on defense. Matt Tolbert doing some nice defending.
Yeah, robbing Kelly Shopik right there of a base hit, and then Damon hustling down that line, but Tolbert utilizing his glove to get an out right there. That in the 6th inning. Shopik's play in the 5th inning. 9 walks by the Twins pitching staff here tonight. And you can see, as I mentioned, Kadire made the error. It's a sad thing that he had to get the error for that, but only 2 errors in their last 11 ball games. So defensively, the Twins have played very well.
1-1 to Damon. The abrupt retirement of Manny Ramirez allowed the Rays to put Damon in the DH spot, which is where he's probably best suited these days.
Yeah, I talked to Joe Madden about that when we were in St. Pete, and it was kind of a blessing in disguise, I think, for the Rays that Manny Ramirez did retire. I don't think Madden was too excited about having, Ramirez, of course, if he's healthy, as a DH, but then Damon in left field. That kind of opened it up for right there. Sam Fuld.
Like the Twins, I don't know that the Ray organization is too tolerant of sideshows. And in the case of Ramirez, wherever he went, really from his last 4 or 5 years in Boston, there was a sideshow. And the Rays, perhaps coincidentally, more likely not, they turn the corner as soon as Ramirez announced his retirement. Force at second, that's all they'll get. 1 down, and Damon reaches on a fielder's choice. Target Field will be busy this weekend while the Twins are in Kansas City. Big Ten baseball takes over as the Gophers host the Iowa Hawkeyes. The game on Friday afternoon starts at 3 o'clock, and all tickets are sold on the day of the game at Target Field. You can go to gophersports.com for the complete Target Field schedule, and it gives us an opportunity to commend the Twins for, in essence, volunteering their home field for the Gophers with the plight John Anderson and his crew had with the deflation of the Metrodome where they played most of their games.
Can you imagine a college player getting an opportunity to play on a field like this? Pretty nice.
1-1. And what's nice for fans who, for whatever reason, haven't been here to see a Twins game yet, you get a chance to see Target Field during a afternoon game, college baseball. You still get to see this beautiful ballpark. 2-1 to B.J. Upton.
Now, there's so many places in this ballpark I haven't been to yet. My brother-in-law was in last weekend, and I had a chance to walk him around, and I thought, you know what? I haven't seen these pictures.
There's a drive down the left field line. What a foul ball. Well, I had that discussion today at lunch. I took Peggy, our wonderful press box matron, and some of the ushers here, took them out to lunch, and we talked about that. We talked about the tours that we promoted here and how, you know, it probably do you and I some good to go on the tour and see some of the nooks and crannies here and some of the areas we don't get a chance to see.
Absolutely.
2-2 to B.J. Upton. Foul over the roof of the Twins dugout. Cleveland beat Kansas City 7-2 in Cleveland. Seattle thumped Detroit 10-1. And the Yankees beat the White Sox 3-1 at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, the Royals starting to come down to earth a little bit. That's 5 losses in a row for the Royals.
Just off the plate, Jeff Francis gave up 5 runs in the first inning. Wow.
There it is, right there. That's what you're waiting.
That's what I'm talking about. Clapping with, you know, gloves or mittens on. 3-2 to Upton, and another foul.
Well, Upton having a good at bat right here, fouling off a lot of pitches.
So Hughes will reload here with 1 out and a runner at first. Twins aren't holding Damon on. And there's a called 3rd strike. Upton called out for the 2nd time in a row. And he looks over his left shoulder at Andy Fletcher.
Well, Hughes picks up his 2nd strikeout. Upton does not like it after a good at bat. Fletcher going to give it right back to Upton.
It's one of those deals where Upton needed to keep walking toward the dugout. He could say what he wanted to. But if he'd have stopped, I think he'd have been thrown out.
You can see maybe the pitch a little bit inside, but you know, it's been a long night for Andy Fletcher behind the plate.
Ball 1 to Ben Zobrist. Zobrist with the 2-run triple to right center field in the first inning. Very high, 2-0. And called strike 2-1.
A good off-speed pitch right there in a fastball situation. Hughes gets a strike. Jose Maharis getting up in the bullpen. Have the top of the ninth.
Just off the plate, and it's 3-1. Sean Rodriguez on deck. Rays took control of this game with a 4-run first inning before the Twins came to the plate. Here's a pop-up near third. Valencia in foul ground. Ends the inning. Hughes gets through the 8th. The Twins find themselves down by 6.
The snow's still falling here at Target Field. I'm Robbie and Smikowski, and the snow's still going to be falling on Quest Twins Live immediately following the last pitch. Featuring the Toyota postgame wrap, we'll talk about Francisco Liriano and his outing tonight and how the Rays got to him, touched for 7 runs in 3 innings pitched. The instructional tonight, yes, we're sending Bert and Ron Coomer down to the field in this snow, charging ground balls. And we'll bring you Gardy's postgame press conference and his thoughts on Francisco Liriano's performance and tonight's ballgame. Plus, we'll tell you how KFAN Radio helping the Twins get better coverage and their fans here in the Twin Cities. Dick.
Thank you very much. Here's Justin Morneau with a towering foul pop-up. And Shopik, runs hard into the railing. No catch, and Shopik went hard into the padded rail near the Twins dugout. He appears to be all right. Wow.
Well, you know, we talked earlier when a ball is hit like that, he's got a smile on his face for manager Joe Madden, but that ball will drift back toward the field. He went over there and watch Shopik right here. He turns his back, now picks up the ball, and then hustling over there. Oh boy!
Actually looked like he slipped down the steps almost, or through his feet gave way before he hit the padding, which may have helped cushion the blow a little bit. Up high, 1-1. You see that, of course. Twins fans, long-time Twins fans, remember Earl Batty in the 1965 World Series against the Dodgers, hitting his throat against a non-padded railing at Dodger Stadium. Foul back, coming back in our general direction. What may have saved him some serious injury, it looked to me like his feet slipped just a little bit right there before he hit the padding. Ouch. One and 2 to Morneau. Rays put the shift on for Morneau, and he takes down and away 2-2. 0 for 3, a ground ball double play, a fly to right, and a strikeout so far for the Twins' designated hitter. Oh boy. Morneau throws his bat away. He'll go to first base and hope that his fingers, hands, and wrists are okay. That's all that man would be to lose Morneau to a hit by pitch.
The like I got him in the right elbow area. Anytime, of course, a ball inside, I got him in the right wrist. You don't need any ice. It's already cold enough. You don't want to start the ball game off that way, and the Liriano did. You know, you give up 5 hits to the first 5 batters and find yourself down 4-0 just like that. You know, Twins have to try to climb up that hill, and they've been unable to do that.
Well, Michael Kadire will hit against Peralta, who comes out of the Ray bullpen.
Yeah, Joel Peralta, 35 years old, in his first season with the Rays. Fastball, slider, split finger, and a curveball.
Strike one that covers the inside corner. Kadire with a pop up to second, a liner to right, and a strikeout.
Peralta last year with the Washington Nationals. Originally signed as an infielder type outfielder with the Oakland A's. Back in 1996, converted into a pitcher.
Pulled foul. 2 strikes. A frigid night at Target Field.
I thought it was a raw night.
It's raw, but it's also frigid.
Frigid. It's cold, too.
And it's been snowing since the 2nd or 3rd inning. Toward the hole. Nice pickup by the third baseman Rodriguez, and Kadire will reach in the fielder's choice.
Yeah, very nice play by Rodriguez. He had to backpedal a little bit to get that good hop, and then made a good throw over to Zobrist, now playing second base to get the foresight. Kadire trying to find that hole right there, but Rodriguez gets it over to Zobrist. Kadire hustling down the line, staying out of the double play.
Valencia 0 for 3. Hit the ball hard his first time up, lining out to the shortstop. Since then, a pop up to first and a ground ball to short. Ball 1. Fans came prepared. Hoods, gloves, parkas. Swing and a miss, 1-1. extended forecast. So for what it's worth, the weather's supposed to be good in Kansas City. In fact, warm on Friday in the upper 70s.
Oh, I hope so.
And then in Chicago, it's supposed to be cooler, but no precipitation. Breaking ball in front of the plate. And it's 2-1.
See, pitchers get to use, they get used to pitching one certain way. Peralta right there, no sleeves. He's from the Dominican Republic.
Two and two. Now you didn't like long sleeves because you didn't like the.
I didn't like the feel of
on your pitching arm.
Right. I wore what kind of Davis did, kind of just over the elbow, just to keep the breeze or the coldness off the elbow area.
Plus, you didn't want to flash your pipes.
Well,
right.
That's true. Yeah. Hey, Santa's here. Good night. Flew in for this.
Popped up. And Shopik will watch that one go back into the seats. Shopik thankfully not hurt after running hard into the railing in front of the Twins dugout. 2-2 to Valencia. Pulled the string and got him. Out number 2.
Yeah, good changeup right there by Peralta. He picks up a strikeout. Well, after a lot of fastballs, good location of that off-speed pitch.
Well, an otherwise disappointing night for the Twins. Luke Hughes has jacked his batting average up 74 points. He's 3 for 3. Has their average up to 281. Might be a good time for Hughes to pick up some slack offensively, off to a slow start, but with Delmon Young going on the disabled list after the game, and keeping in mind, of course, Delmon's missed more than a week, so they'll post date it to when he first missed games over a week ago. He'll miss another week of action, but that would very likely mean that Michael Kadire will return to the outfield, and that'll open up second base, presumably for Hughes to play that position, particularly if he keeps getting 3 hits a game. Big pop-up. We'll see what Shopik does with this one. He'll let the third baseman catch it. And the inning ends. Twins are done in the 8th. We head to the 9th, and it is 8-2 Tampa Bay. And before the ninth inning, the song was Santa Claus is coming to town. And I got news for you. He's here already.
Santa's he's rocking and rolling. It's good to see Santa relax a little bit right next to the gorilla.
Well, it's 8-2 as the gorilla lifts his mask. And Sean Rodriguez will lead off the ninth against Jose Majaras.
Yeah, Majaras coming in, making his 11th appearance on the year. 6 1/3 innings for Jose Majaras. 6 walks, 5 strikeouts.
1-0 to Majaras.
There are the numbers.
You look at the Twins bullpen right now, and even including Majaras. And the analogy I made the other day, did you ever have those thumb puzzles when you were a kid when you had to line up the numbers?
Yes.
Nothing is where it was at the start of the season. It's like the Twins bullpen has been one big thumb puzzle. Nathan's not the closer anymore. Perkins was the mid-inning left-handed guy, and now he's getting the 8th inning. Majaras was that. He's been moved. Camps is the closer. And so you go through the offseason and you go through March and you think you have your bullpen in place, and then, well, we played 3.5 weeks and nobody is where they were on opening day.
That's good to see Rich Dalmasic back where he belongs.
That's true.
But, I think pitchers pitch themselves into situations, where Perkins has basically pitched himself into that setup role. And Majaras, because of the 6 walks at 6 1/3 innings, has kind of put himself into, a different role. Luke Hughes, more the longer guy out of that bullpen of all the 3 lefties that are out there.
Three and 2 to Rodriguez, and a foul back. Twins have already issued 9 walks, and Majaras knows he's got to throw strikes if he wants to ascend back up into late inning status in the bullpen. There's a called 3rd strike, 1 away.
Well, he fell behind 3-0, but came back and attacked the strike zone and ended up striking out Rodriguez. Good pitch right there. Majaras has only allowed 2 hits, but it's his 6 walks. So if he can do that right there, get ahead in the count, throw strikes.
Matt Joyce entered the game when Lopez left after his 7th inning at bat. And Luke Hughes makes the play, 2 down. And that'll bring up Kelly Shopping. Quick turnaround for both these teams. The noon game was always on the schedule. It's the nightcap that was shifted from last night to tomorrow night. And so it would appear that the Twins will get through this game without completely beating up their bullpen, and for that you can thank Eric Hacker for taking the ball in the 4th inning and getting the Twins into the 7th.
And he pitched well along the way. 3 1/3 innings, only 2 hits allowed. The run that he did give up was an unearned run.
Both games are on Fox Sports North tomorrow. We'll start our coverage at 11:30. I may just stretch out here and sleep here tonight. Floor seems clean enough. I got a sleeping bag in the trunk.
I am going back to my warm room.
Are you?
I'm shivering. It's cold.
But do you feel any humidity at all?
I would rather be humid than cold.
You don't feel anything at all, do you?
No, I'm not.
Swing and a miss by Shopping, 1 and 2. Now we do have some heat here, so we shouldn't be too.
Where?
Right up here. These big vents, they're pumping heat down.
There's no extension. We need it.
One and 2. 2 and 2. Now I will say this. I was concerned about this moving to Target Field when we would have nights like this. And I know you live in Florida now and you grew up in California, and I was concerned that you would lobby to have the windows closed in our booth?
Oh,
here?
no.
Okay, good. And you know, if the fans can sit through it, we ought to be able to sit through it.
I agree.
Foul or grounded to the right side. Hughes makes the play. And Maharis has a 1-2-3, top of the 9th inning. The Rays, and they didn't stop till they scored 4 runs in the first inning.
Yeah, Fold with a double, also 3 walks in a ball game, scored a couple of runs. Liriano, a short outing for Liriano. The 3+ innings, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. But the 4-run first inning kind of put the Twins right behind the 8 ball right off the get-go.
Andy Sonnenstein will come out of the Ray bullpen and pitch to the Twins in the 9th. It'll be Butera, Tolbert, and Span. And as we said before, really not much that Ron Gardenhire can do in terms of pinch hitting. Not that he would under the current circumstances anyway. The Twins need to bat around to make a game of it at the bottom of the 9th. But he has absolutely no options here tonight. And that will change tomorrow with Delman Young going on the disabled list tonight. And Rene Tassoni will be here for the doubleheader tomorrow.
Well, you saw Sonnenstein's record only making his 4th appearance. This guy right here, he's in his 5th season with the Rays. He's pretty much done it all. He started when he first came up back in 2007, now out in the bullpen. So he's kind of a swing man between starter and reliever. Sonnenstein with a fastball, slurve-type slider, good changeup.
And Butera takes strike 1. Drew is 0 for 2 with a walk.
And a big, slow curveball.
One and one. Breaking ball missing down and away. And it's 2-1. Foul back. Obviously, Butera will catch one game, I would guess probably the nightcap tomorrow, and Steve Holm would catch the afternoon game. Then after the night game tomorrow, the Twins fly to Kansas City, a short flight to be sure, but then 3 games coming up in Kansas City. Snap the curve over, 1 away.
Butera going down on strikes for the 2nd time in a ball game. Sonnenstein going with that little slider and hitting the inner half of the plate.
1 down. Here's Matt Tolbert. Tolbert giving the Twins their only extra base hit on the night. And ball one. Tolbert doubled down the right field line in the third and came in on Kubel's 2-out single. Since then, a bouncer to short and a strikeout looking. One and one. And if Andy Fletcher's expanded the strike zone in the last 30 innings here, I don't think anybody's going to hold it against him. 1 and 2. You know, the players, it's cold. It's hard to do anything athletically when it's as cold as it is here. But the umpires are standing pretty much motionless out there. It's hard for them to get any circulation going. They're not running around the bases or running after ground balls. And I don't get any sympathetic look from you.
Well,
from
yeah. No, I mean, these guys are on their feet for a long, long time.
That's Tim Welke at first, and he's been in that position since 7:15 this evening. Jim Reynolds at second. Just off the plate.
A warm shower is going to feel very good to those men.
And apparently to you, too.
What day is it?
Little roller. Tolbert got jammed again, as it sounded like. Out number 2. Fifth inning, he really got jammed. He snapped his bat and might not feel his hands again till noon tomorrow. Last hope for the Twins, Denard Span. He singled sharply to center in the first, drew a walk in the 7th, officially 1 for 3. Strike one. And a bouncer to second. And the Twins lose the opener to the Rays 8-2. And Anthony LaPanta, a long night at the ballpark for the first game of this series.
And the Rays continue their dominance of the Twins this year. They've won 4 of 5. We'll show you how they